Alex Streeter, born in New York City, worked in downtown for many decades, and I'm in Tucson, Arizona now, as well as New York.
New York.
Sabina Streeter. I'm born and raised in Munich. I am an artist. I came to New York in 1980, 81, so ran into Warhol a couple of times, completely idolized him, and was an avid sample already in Munich of Interview magazine, which I still actually own every issue from 1976.
First experience meeting Warhol.
Well, very unspectacular. I was with Martin Gutman, who later became quite a known artist duo, Clegg and Gutman, and Andy was clearly more interested in Martin than in me. Just the usual sort of completely animated. Oh wow, that's great. So you're from Munich. Wow, great. That was it.
Yeah.
Well,
but what a blessing! That's more than many mortals have had.
You mentioned having a shop in
Downtown Soho, which I opened in 1971, which was fairly early on, pre-legal living, and I lived in the back of the shop and worked as a silversmith for 30 years there, until 2001. But Andy would be on the corner on Saturdays. Saturdays were the great art openings. Mr. Castelli was on one floor with 5, 6, 7 dealers and Sauna Bend, and so you could go to one building and you'd have art followers going up and down the stairs. Each floor was a great gallery, and Andy would be on my corner giving away the Interview magazine and signing it if you wanted. But I was too shy myself.
You still have them?
No, I was too shy. I was probably shyer than Andy, and Andy was shy.
So there was no.
But he was there often, and Andy is coming would set the night. I thought people could be waiting for Andy all night long, and it would keep everyone excited. So his non-presence would excite people.
Presence or non-presence.
Yeah.
Part of the
Bob Dylan, one morning I was opening up, and he was like, I sighted him, and he was just hanging and looking around, and he stayed across the way for like 10 minutes, was really taking his time in the village. And he lived on Sullivan at the time, so I had his family. So this is a great downtown era. And that, where my shop is, the crossroads of the world, really, of old galleries end up being there. Ivan Karp, to me, was the great original. I met Ivan and got to know him pretty well, and did a gold ring with his OK Harris stamp, and he put a gold canary diamond in it. But I met him when he was out front smoking a cigar and pumping up inflatable statues of trucks. And he was pumping them up on the street Saturday morning for the show. And I said, Mr. Karp, and he had a gold ring and a cigar. So I said, Mr. Karp, it's a wonderful looking show, but you look like a used car salesman out here. And he had a sense of humor.
Sure, still does.
Yeah, and wonderful supportive things.
You now that you live in Tucson, were you aware that Lonesome Cowboys had been shot in Tucson before this exhibition opened?
It didn't. It just re-enhances my view of Tucson just being the greatest place in the world.
Your first kind of visceral response to walking into this show, so out of context, being from New York, walking into the show in Tucson.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, because we debated outside, and I admittedly wanted rather go and see the military store across the street. I said, I want to see more Warhol salt screens. Come on, see them all the time. You say more. I mean, as great as they are, and this is much more personal and individual, and it's a zeitgeist, a chronicle of a certain period. And there's also a fun element in people spotting.
I get a contact party high from it, frankly. Just being and seeing old friends who are gone. And
sad also, because there's...
Jean-Michel Basquiat started out in my neighborhood across the street where he was... I noticed little signs
He was
that
at our
said,
wedding. He was dating one of my best girls, Saskia Friedrich, daughter Rainer Friedrich. And so he came gave us a little Basquiat.
This extreme elegance of uptown, did not dress down in sneakers and things to go downtown at that era. He would dress up to go out, and then it might be downtown.
Yeah.
So you had the extraordinary dichotomy of huge elegance and then ultimately Euro elegance and Iranian elegance, being downtown but not diminished, being grand all the way through the slums and going into that toilet. You have to see it.
Yeah.
Silver toilet.
Yeah.
And enjoying it because of its kind of contrast.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, let's go and see the silver toilet.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank
for the
you.
interview.